Hank here with my review of the Gator Frameworks desktop mic stand, model number 0501. At the time of recording, this particular desktop stand costs $15.99 US. Inside the box, you get the microphone stand in two parts, plus you get the 5/8 to 3/8 inch adapter that threads onto the top and a locking washer. Build-wise, this desktop microphone stand weighs in at 2.6 pounds. It has a round 5.88 inch or 149 millimeter cast iron weighted base with a height range of 9.5 inches to 14.5 inches. The base features rubber feet to minimize movement and unwanted noise. And as I mentioned earlier, the threading can be used for both 5/8 inch and 3/8 inch microphone threads. I purchased two of these before I got sick and was out of work for a month, and the stand has been on the desk for quite a while. I want to get straight into the pros and the cons because there's just not too much to cover on a microphone stand. Pro number one, just $15.99 per stand. I bought two of them at the time, and I want to round that out to 4. And given the price, this baby is really well constructed. The base has a lot of heft to it, and it works pretty well, but we'll come back to that. The ability to extend the height of this to 14.5 is very, very good. I'll show you how that looks right now. Also, this little locking mechanism makes moving it up and down a breeze. You will definitely want to hit the mute button though when you're making those adjustments. Of course, another pro is, as I've stated numerous times, having that threading adapter. You're never without being able to put whatever microphone you have on the stand. One thing that is overlooked is the locking washer works really well when I had the 5/8 inch adapter off because there was a different microphone I put on here. That locking washer did a great job of keeping the microphone from spinning while in use. This stand does do well when I move the desk. It does hold up pretty well, but we're also going to come back to that in cons. And the last pro is versatility. While I only am going to use it for a desktop microphone stand, they say you could use it for low profile cabinets and kick drums, etc. When it comes to cons, the one thing that is really, really annoying about this is it does not come with that little plastic microphone clip that you would get. So I'm going to have to buy some of those. And for just a few pennies, I'm sure those things don't cost much. In fact, I have about 50 of them in my Amazon shopping cart for under $10. So why not just include one of those? That would have been so much better to have the cables be able to be managed instead of flopping all over the place. Unfortunately, it'll do well against moving the desk around, but if you hit this pole, much like some of the boom arms out there, you get that terrible resonance. Now, should you be touching the pole while you're podcasting or creating content of any sort? No, but it would be nice if it could withstand just a little bit of those touches, because I'm sure somebody's going to have to adjust something. If they're not used to podcasting, then they're not going to know to mute before they start doing that. And that can add just a whole bunch of retakes to your recording. And then lastly, this stand, while awesome with almost every microphone I put on it, couldn't hold up to the extreme weight and the strange distribution of weight of the Neat King B2. While it can hold the microphone, there was never a point based on how it connects. So it will be on here, and then the weight is coming all the way forward like that. It just constantly is tugging on whatever you put it on, whether it's a boom arm or mic stand. It's constantly going to have that weight out of alignment. So it's connecting here, and it's trying to hold all this weight up at the front. And there was never a point in which I was comfortable to not be on guard when I put it on here. In fact, I'll put it on right now so you can see. Overall, this is a nice budget desk stand that is a good addition to my home studio. this would be for like a co-host or something, I'd always thought about, what if I had somebody come over? Would I just mount another boom arm up here? But this would be the logical choice. In fact, possibly just to make it look consistent, breaking out the other one too would be just fine for the pod mics or the SM7B or whatever. Because I own about 4 or 5 microphone boom arms, there's just no way they're more convenient for adding another guest than this. Just spur of the moment. It's already together, set on the desk, put the microphone on, and you're good to go. Unless you're going to be using a super heavy microphone like the Neat King B2, I have no problems recommending the Gator Frameworks desktop stand, and I believe it's model number 0501. For under $65 pre-tax, you could get 4 of them, and you could fill out a home studio or somewhere where you want to record. You could get enough together for such a cheap price. It's hard to beat. But what do you think about this desktop stand? Chime in the comments below. Also, if you know of any other desktop mic stands under $20 that are really, really well constructed like this, please drop them in the comments. I'd like to check them out. But as always, thank you.